Ji. I would like to now call upon our next speaker, Sruthi Ji from Aarsha Vidya Samajam, Bharat. She is the first woman Pracharika at Aarsha Vidya Samajam and has dedicated her life to the mission of taking the Hindu Dharma to the world. Returned to the Hindu Dharma 10 years back through the Aarsha Vidya Samajam after converting into and practicing Islam for 5 years. Previously, she was a school teacher and has been instrumental in bringing back thousands of youth back to the Hindu Dharma. Her work has inspired the movie we all know, The Kerala Story. Sruthi Ji.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Guru Namaha. Namaste everyone. It's indeed a blessed and proud moment to be speaking at the Third World Hindu Congress Women's Conference. And before I start, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to Sri Parameshwara, to my Sadgurunath, who has gradually raised me up to the person I am today, and the organizers of this great event, especially Sri Swamiji Vidya. I will be talking about a very topical issue. We all know very well that religious conversion is the biggest external challenge faced by Hindu society today. There is a reason why the conversion strategies of the Christians and Muslims are so successful in trapping and converting our Hindus. The reason has two sides. One side is they are learning their religion from a very young age. They not only learn their religion but also hatred towards other religions. They are taught that all those who are born in another religion apart from their own deserve to go to hell, and that it is their duty to save such people. They consider converting a person into their religion as a great holy deed. The Muslims are taught from their childhoods that according to Islam, converting another person into their religion is equal to performing Hajj 100 times. Every Christian and Muslim grow up with a missionary spirit, and that is their sacred duty to convert others into their religion and save them. Their children are educated and brought up in their version of their religion, history and current affairs. They twist history by teaching that the whole world was bad before Islam and that it was who made the world, they, Muslims, made the world better. They glorify the people who attacked us as heroes. That is how Alexander became Alexander the Great and Akbar became Akbar the Great. They teach to look down upon non-Muslims with disgust. And on the other side are our children who grow up with the zero idea about dharma, darshanas, proud history, achievements of our culture and current affairs. Their focus is on just studying, passing exams and getting a good job. They haven't even heard the word Sanatana Dharma. They don't know what it is. Neither they nor their parents have any interest to learn about it. That is our situation. Aarsha Vidya Samajam is of the opinion that without solving the root cause, we can't bring a permanent solution to this problem. While we raise our children without teaching dharma, philosophies, history or current affairs, the other side is actively teaching twisted versions of these to their right from childhood. In schools, colleges, through classmates, teachers, school management, through the academic syllabus, the newspapers and books they read, the news they hear, and the TV programs, movies, songs they watch, through all these means, a stage is prepared to brainwash our children in various ways. This is the underlying factor of all brainwashing strategies, including religious conversion. Muslims know that it is not easy to convert a Christian. Similarly, Christians know that it is not so easy to convert Muslims, because both Muslims and Christians have been receiving systematic religious education from their madrasas and Sunday schools since childhood. So their major target becomes we, the poor Hindus. And they have been very successful in that. Now, talking about their conversion strategy through brainwashing, the first step is that they will ask us questions that they learn from their Sunday schools and madrasas. We don't know how to answer them. Secondly, they take advantage of our ignorance and start making criticism. The third step, they gradually bring us to a stage where we would be ashamed to call ourselves Hindus. In the fourth stage, they talk about their religion in such a way that anyone who hears it will have nothing to say against it. They train their children from a young age to talk convincingly about their religion, depending on the type of person. When we hear that, we begin to think that their religious ideology makes more sense. When they realize that we have started inclining and believing in their religion, they change their strategy. There is only one God, that is Allah. There is only one book, holy book, that is Quran. There is only one messenger, that is Muhammad. And if we don't believe in this, they instill fear in us by saying that we will be sent to hell. They tell us about the brutal punishments in hell. Those who have watched the movie Kerala Story can understand the strategy of religious conversion and the mental trauma of those who fall into it. So, heartfelt congratulations and thanks to its producer, Shri Vipulji and Shri Sudiptoji, for taking the courage to make such a movie. The irony is, at first, the conversion forces, speak against us using logic. And then, avoiding logic, they move forward, injecting fear. They employ various strategies for conversion. Through brainwashing, through pretense of love, soft jihad techniques like land jihad, money jihad, charity jihad, job jihad like, and also through hard jihad like war. Christians also employ such tactics. But whatever be the strategy, rescuing a person who has reached the brainwashed stage is a difficult and risky task. They are filled with intense hatred and anger towards Ishvara, Guru Paramparas, Hindu Dharma, nation and family. Swami Vivekananda ji was right when he said more than a century ago that when a Hindu person converts, it is not just a loss of person from the Hindu society, but also the creation of an enemy. My experience of converting into Islam is a testimony to this. I was born in a very orthodox and ritualistic family, but I didn't have any clear understanding about my dharma. I was wondering why we have so many gods and goddesses. I had many such spiritual doubts. And when I asked these to anyone, they either discouraged me from asking such questions or they gave answers which didn't satisfy my intellect. Hence, being fed up with getting an unsatisfied answer, I avoided asking them and tried to focus on my studies, but these questions remained in my mind. While I went to college and later when I became a teacher, my classmates, colleagues and students, most of them were Muslims and they were very staunch and practicing Muslims. My friends always indulged in religious discussions in order to get the attention of non-Muslim students. These people played a key role in my journey towards converting into Islam. They kept on asking me questions about Hindu Dharma, the concept of God in it, and spiritual philosophies. They criticized and ridiculed, asking like, why do you people worship snakes, pray to stones? You have an elephant-headed God, a God with a monkey body, and countless things like this. They spoke insultingly about Shivalinga. So most of the times, when Ishwara Sankalpa of my dharma was being criticized and insulted, I was forced to keep mum due to lack of answers. Although I ignored them at first, the questions they asked me were haunting. I was feeling inferior about my dharma, and they took advantage of it. Even though there were several deities, I believed in one God, call it any name, and although I am not a feminist as per the current trends, I had a stand that women are to be respected. My friends and classmates who had studied my nature and viewpoints presented Islam to me in a way that would attract my perspective. They started to share Islamic lectures and books with me. This continuous exposure to Islamic ideology slowly made me believe that Islam could be right. Meanwhile, I tried to learn their religion also. I tried reading the Bible, but the first chapter of Genesis itself left me confused and I gave it up. And Hindu literature is so diverse and most of them are in Sanskrit with various different interpretations with no uniformity. Naturally, Islam seemed to me more systematic and easy, and I was attracted to them. Instead of attraction, I will use the term pull. My Muslim friends were advising me that no matter how much I perform namaz or observe fasting, Allah won't be pleased with me unless I cover myself in a burqa and hijab. So in order to live as a true Muslim, just as they said, and be away from kafir parents, I decided to convert legally, leaving behind my family. I went to a conversion center in another district in Kerala. From there, recited Kalima again, Shahadat Kalima again, and accepted the name Rahmat. There, I could see many Hindu and Christian women aged between 15 and 15 to 60. Majority were young Hindu girls who joined there for conversion for the sake of their lovers. From there, I was taught against Bharat Mata, Hindu Dharma, and I had become a staunch jihadi who is ready to do anything for Islam, Allah, and Muhammad. My parents, with the help of the police, rescued me from there, and my parents took me to various people, Hindu scholars, priests, and native healers, etc., to bring me out of Islam. But nothing could take the Islamic ideology that has become deep-rooted in me by then. As a final attempt, I was taken to Aarsha Vidya Samajam to meet Acharya Sri K.R. Manojji. I had been hearing more about him, but before I reached Aarsha Vidya Samajam, but I was confident in my faith in Islam and Allah that nothing or nobody can take me out of it. I was willing to go to any extent to prove that I am right. But the situation changed. Within a 2.5 hour long debate between Acharyaji and me, I realized that Islam, Allah, and the Muhammad I had so blindly believed so far were also false. Many of the verses in the Quran were limited by the ignorant views of the 6th, 7th, and century Arabs, contradicting what science has proven. Absurd concepts like the earth is flat and is stationary are still believed in Islam. Also, I understood the fact that women had no status in Islam and were considered just as commodity. And what determines whether a religious ideology is right or wrong is based on Ishwara Darshana, the concept of God, and Jivana Darshana, the concept of life in it. If these go against logic and reasoning, then there is no point in following such a religion. And I gave up Islam, finding my mistake, and learned more about Sanatana Dharma from Acharya Sri K.R. Manojji, who is spiritual master and part of 3 great Guru Paramparas. Atreya Parampara, Himalayan Siddhashrama Parampara, and Kriya Yoga Parampara. And I became disciple of Acharya Ji, apologizing to my parents. Understanding the depth of and the importance, I dedicated myself to a great vision of taking Sanatana Dharma to the whole world. Since then, I have been working as part of the great vision of leading thousands like me to Sanatana Dharma by providing spiritual and ideological guidance so that no one falls into danger of religious conversion. Due to a shortage of time, I'm not talking much more about my experience. You can read about it in my book, Story of a Reversion. For the past 10 years, we have met many girls and women who were lured, trapped, and reached the verge of conversion. Some were or are not even aware that they are victims of love-trapped jihad. Aarsha Vidya Samajam, my second mother, is a spiritual education center established by Acharya Sri K.R. Manoji. The mission of Aarsha Vidya Samajam is the scientific and systematic fulfillment of Pancha Kartavyas of Sanatana Dharma, Adhyayana, Anushtana, Pracharana, Adhyapana, Samrakshana. And the uniqueness I found of Aarsha Vidya Samajam is it's a systematic and scientific syllabus, anti-indoctrination or de-brainwashing system, and thirdly, the Dharma Pracharak Paddhati, that is Hindu missionary project, door-to-door Sanatana Dharma preaching. And since its inception in 1999, we have brought back more than 7,200 women and men from the ranks of religious conversion. And I would like to add that 4 of us, 20 plus people, are lifetime workers now, and 4 of us wrote books on our experience, and 2 books are got translated. One is mine, and the second one is Reborn, written by Shanti Krishna. And the Marathi version of my book is going to be released in January. If 3 qualities, let me add few words also, because it is a serious issue that we have discussed on. We can't shut our eyes, because this is the dangerous situation. We have people and organizations to solve lots of other problems which Hindu society faces. No, but there is not a proper, long-lasting answer for this big problem that is Hindu society facing, conversion. So let me finish my words. If 3 qualities are fulfilled: common sense, willingness to debate, and the integrity to accept and stand with the truth once convinced. These 3 basic qualities are enough to bring anyone back to Sanatana Dharma. This is the promise we ask for Sanatana. And I can confidently say, because if I could come back, anyone can come back. Aarsha Vidya Samajam has succeeded in the task of not only de-brainwashing those who have been brainwashed, but making them frontline soldiers capable of anti-indoctrinating anyone else. We would prove this to the world. If you allow me, I can read a few names here. Yeah, it's okay. But that is very precious. Yeah, of course. Finally, to the young fellows, I would like to say, not only think but also learn before you take any decision on religious conversion, because the decision is not only up to you but also for the generations too. We have a lot to study and understand about Ishvara's good blessings and great blessings, Sanatana Dharma Shastra, lineage of gurus, a great nation where this science originated, and about the martyrs, great martyrs who fought for the nation and Dharma. We should be alert of what is happening around us, and we should also be able to make wise decisions along with the gaining knowledge. Dharmo Rakshati Rakshita. Once again, I thank the organizers of this great program and the audience showing patience for me and giving opportunity and listening to my words. Thank you again. Om Namah Shivaya.
want to hear a lot more from Shruthi ji. She's here. Please take time to go and speak with her. I'm sure she'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions. Before we move ahead, I would like to offer a mic to Vandana ji from Chingari, another organization which works in the field of post-pit versions. Vandana ji, I humbly request you to please limit your comments to 2 minutes. Timekeepers, if I may request you to start your timer. Thank you very much.
Hello everybody, thank you for the time, Malini. I elbowed my time to speak for the Hindu girls who are trapped in Pakistan. We rescue them. Everybody